I'm so tired of micromanaging. How do I train, manage, and lead? I can't find time to be visionary. Head down in the weeds.
Employee growth plan and incentive comp structures. Wow. Week 12, module 12. Let's finish strong. And this final module, once again, is all about you. Hopefully you're seeing at the end of these final modules where we're talking about your individual KPIs. We're talking about strategic retreats, and now we're finishing strong with employee growth plans and incentive-based compensation for you as a valued law firm admin team and leaders. The goal is to provide law firm leaders with the very strategy system to step up and lead, to manage, lead, facilitate, implement empowering employee growth plans that you believe in, you're excited about, and incentive-based compensation structures. No more dreaded annual performance reviews that everybody resents and feels like it's a check the box HR BS. No more am I getting a raise? Am I getting fired? Am I sucking? Am I all the things that come with it? The annual review is a load of crap, highly ineffective. Waiting 1 year to know if you're a rock star or sucking, and no incentive to do anything with what comes out of that because you won't be talking about it for an entire whole year. So why talk? Why bother? This is why law firms remain stagnant and stuck. What team members are feeling disempowered, unexcited about their roles and goals? Now, we have quarterly. We have every single 90 days to crush your goals and come back and talk about what worked, what didn't work, what you learned, what you discovered, while working in your employee growth plan that we're going to get into today, and where you want to go and be over the next 90 days. It's like a sprint. It's invigorating. The review now comes and turns into a coaching session, a mentoring conversation, versus an HR meeting that everybody resents, right down to the business owner. They feel like they need to do this from an employer standpoint, but they're like, I don't know what to do with this information. I can't remember what they did last year. And should I give them a raise, not give them a raise? They feel prisoner and held hostage. Nobody likes them. So think about it. You are up-leveling 4 times a year versus once a year. That never has any kind of growth attached to it, personal or professional. And then we're going to move into aligning individual growth plans, performance plans with the firm goals that came out of this strategic retreat. Remember that? And then fostering personal and professional employee development, enhancing your engagement and excitement, creating a culture of accountability, gamification, motivation that drives everybody individually and collectively for the organizational success. So we're going to start with employee growth plans, and then we're going to move into incentive-based compensation plans and then bring it all together for you. So I have this example here and if it's your first one, this first box, but getting clear is an annual, quarterly, is a 90-day onboarding evaluation. Maybe it's a promotion. Maybe it is unsatisfactory and a performance plan when that does happen occasionally, hopefully not often. Then you have a culture issue. But going into their accomplishments since last review. These are not just hairy-fairy esoteric. There is depth. You can see this within the system. So the team member is putting theirs. You want to look for where they are engaged. They took ownership of workshops from setup to hosting without the boss's involvement. They completed the basic office training, phone procedures, and attended the annual paralegal conference with the team. These are great, not showed up to work on time 10 out of 40 days. These have value. They're difference making, where you're looking for where the team member gets it, wants it, and has the capacity for it. And so then the manager uses the comments of what needs to improve, what's working, what needs improvement, recommendations for tools and support for the improvement plan. As you can see in this sample, there is some depth to this. Usually we do a performance plan. Here's the scorecard. Here's where I'm rating you. And you just need to improve. Well, what the hell is anyone going to do with that? It doesn't show, you don't show up like a coach, as a mentor, as a leader, that you are supporting them. So then you have recommended, again, it's recommended so you could have collaboration and banter and a conversation around this together. So right here, you're already seeing where this is a team approach for your success, employee, and your success means company success. Next, let's talk about incentive comp. So you have those growth plans. You've identified, clarified, verified the individual cost of living raises if they're still in the same position at the end of the year, which hopefully they're not, because it means you're growing and you're elevating, because you have the individual KPIs for their fun little gamification bonuses. We have our quarterly strategic retreat. We have our 4-Power project. And now we have an incentive-based compensation bonus structure. This is a sample, again, easier to edit than create. So first and foremost, my recommendation is that before you get to a place of identifying this to get people's buy-in, I've created here for you a survey. This came out of Open Coaching Hour many, many months ago, where team members were like, I'm like, what's important for you? Some people are like, I'm not motivated by money. I'm just grateful to have a job, blah, blah, blah. And then there would be like, okay, how are we going to come up with a collective team-centric approach to reach goal? So-and-so could care less about money, blah, blah, blah. So send out this survey first and foremost. Figure out what motivates people to do their best work, where they like to have recognition and rewards, what's most meaningful for them, and then have some suggestions for them and have them rate them. And then give them an opportunity to use their voice and to communicate. Going back to past Open Coaching Hours, you will hear where people have shared, and I highly recommend after this 12-week, while you're driving, doing dishes, drafting documents, put those old Open Coaching Hours in your ears and listen to them. They're liquid gold, because you will hear in some of those calls where people were sharing that, I'm not really motivated by money, so I don't know. We can't agree as a team on the incentive comp structure. And I'm like, hang on, time out. Christine, tell me really quick. If you had a blank check, what would you pay for? She's like, well, I really want to put my son into a private lacrosse camp, but I don't make that much money. My husband's a breadwinner and blah, blah, blah. And it's really expensive and we don't have the money for it. Like, what if I know you're not motivated by money, but what if your bonus structure allowed for you to pay for that solely, wholly based off of your bonus that comes out of that? From your monthly to your quarterly to your completely, you can see it on the video. She lights up. She's like, oh my God, hell yes. I want money. That's exactly what I'm doing it. I've told you about Jessica before. I'm not motivated by money, what have you. I'm like, what wakes you up at 2:00 in the morning, Jessica? My credit card bill is crushing me. My $11,000 credit, I cannot get ahead with this, and I'm not paying it off. I'm not making enough money to make anything more than the monthly payment. Okay, Jessica, what if your bonus structure and you're able to pay it. She said 2 years, she paid it off in 1. I pushed her hard. Do you think she's motivated by money? So you have to get really clear on the why. Do this before you start develop what your structure is. I've said it before where you'll hear an open coaching hour. Some they came up with, it was a little bit of money, but then in addition where they did their growth day on Friday and then took the rest of the day off. You will hear several examples. So do this before you identify it and present it to the attorney. So you know your number. Here's a sample here for you. Here's some ideas too. So you'll see here the survey, and then I have incentive comp programs. These all came out of open coaching hour and law firm admin bootcamp. And these are ideas for you to come up with for incentive-based programs and the benefits of that. So give it the suggestions that are here and send the survey, and then put due date always and a deadline for them to get back to you. And then when you get in the conference room together to identify this. This is a sample. It is pretty much not a tremendous amount of collaboration that really needs to happen on the framework. We know the monthly goal. We know the annual goal. We know the monthly goal. We know how many hires we need. We have our ideal week. We know we need, per this example, 10, 12 new clients a week to get hired by 4 a week with a 36% conversion rate because we do everything for a retail practice. If you have a referral practice, power partners, like we've talked about earlier in the marketing meeting, your conversion rate's going to be much higher. If you have a blended one, then your conversion rate's you know the drill. So you know your numbers, you know your framework, you know what we need. What I love about this sample that I'd say the majority of law firms use this one.
Control freak, it's what my staff thinks. They may be right, because this treadmill of dread running through my head keeps me up at night. I'm so tired of micromanaging. How do I train, manage, and lead? I can't find time to be visionary, head down in the weeds. We're gonna tighten up this operation. We're gonna build a strong foundation. No more chaos and confusion. We'll build a team that brings solutions. I see what could be, and I can't wait. Law firm admin bootcamp is the way. We're signing up today. Law firm admin bootcamp is the way.